They don't tell you this before you apply. Everyone talks about how amazing life in Australia is. The beaches, the salaries, the lifestyle, the PR dream. But almost nobody tells you the real cost you will pay before you even land in Australia. And no, I'm not talking about the visa fee you see on the official website. I'm talking about the hidden money traps, the silent charges, the repeated payments, the currency shocks, the document expenses, the medical costs, the agent traps, and the settlement money you didn't know you needed. Thousands of applicants start the migration process thinking they need 5 or 6 lakh rupees, and end up spending double or even triple before their visa is granted. In this video, I'm exposing the true, realistic 2026 Australia migration cost breakdown from start to finish, so you don't make the same financial mistakes that most applicants regret later. Step 1. Skills assessment. The first wallet shock before you even think about applying for a visa. Australia wants proof that your profession is recognized. This is called a skills assessment, and this is where people spend their first unexpected chunk of money. Depending on your occupation and assessing authority, whether it's ACS, Engineers Australia, VETASSESS or others, the cost can range from a few hundred to over $1,000. But that's not all. You will pay for document translations, notarization, employment proof letters, reference letters, and sometimes even reassessments if something is missing. Many applicants end up paying twice because their documentation was not prepared correctly the first time. This step alone can quietly cost you a significant amount before you've even applied for the visa, and most migration agents don't emphasize this enough. Step 2. English test. The repeat expense. Nobody warns you about IELTS, PTE, or TOEFL, whichever test you choose. This is rarely a one-time payment. The test fee itself is expensive, and many applicants don't get their desired score on the first attempt. What happens next? You pay again and again. Some candidates take the test 3 or 4 times to reach the points they need for PR. That's where costs start multiplying. Add to that, travel to the test center, preparation materials, mock tests, coaching if needed, and time off work. The emotional pressure and financial burden build up here quietly. By the time you finally achieve the required score, you've spent far more than you originally planned, and this is still before the visa application even begins. Step 3. Visa application fees. The big number everyone sees. This is the only cost most people know about because it's visible on the immigration website. The primary applicant fee is high, but what many don't realize is how dramatically the total increases when you add your spouse and children. Each dependent adds thousands of dollars to the total cost. And if your spouse doesn't have competent English, there's an additional partner fee that surprises many families. On top of that, currency exchange rates in 2026 make this even heavier for applicants paying from outside Australia. What looks manageable on paper becomes overwhelming when converted into local currency. And remember, this payment is made in one go, not in installments. Step 4. Medical exams and police clearances. Australia requires detailed medical examinations from approved panel hospitals, and these are not cheap. You will pay per person. If you have a family of 4, multiply that cost by 4. Then comes the police clearance certificates from every country you've ever lived in for more than a year. That means more applications, more fees, more courier charges, and more waiting time. If a medical report expires because your visa processing takes too long, you may be asked to redo it, which means paying again. This is one of the most frustrating hidden expenses people face during long processing times. Step 5. Documentation, translation, and professional help. Birth certificates, marriage certificates, experience letters, bank statements, affidavits, name corrections, translations. The paperwork phase drains both energy and money. Many documents need certified translations. Many require notarization. Some require legal affidavits. If you use a migration agent, their professional fees add another major layer of cost. Good agents are expensive, and cheap agents often cause mistakes that cost you even more later. Either way, this step eats into your budget more than expected, especially if your documentation history is not perfectly organized. Step 6. The flight, initial stay, and settlement money. This is the part most applicants completely underestimate. After visa grant, you still need a large amount of money to actually move. One-way flight tickets for a family are expensive. Temporary accommodation for the first few weeks is costly. Bond money for rental homes in Australia requires advance payment. Basic furniture, groceries, SIM cards, transport cards, and emergency cash for the first few months without a job. This can easily become the biggest financial pressure point. Many migrants arrive and realize they should have saved far more before coming. The hidden multipliers that double your total cost: currency fluctuations, repeated tests, expired documents, remedical requests, agent corrections, courier charges, extra paperwork, and delays. These small things add up fast. What starts as a calculated plan slowly becomes a financial marathon. The longer your process takes, the more you spend. This is why two people applying for the same visa often end up spending very different amounts overall. Time equals money in the migration process. Final reality check: what you should budget in 2026 before starting if you are serious about Australia migration in 2026. You should not start this process unless you have a realistic, comfortable financial buffer beyond the official visa fee. Plan for the entire journey from skills assessment to settlement in Australia, not just the application stage. When you prepare financially for the hidden costs, the journey becomes less stressful and far more manageable. Australia is worth it, but only if you walk into the process with open eyes and a prepared wallet. Know the cost before you chase the dream. Australia migration is not just a paperwork journey. It is a financial commitment, an emotional investment, and a long process that tests your patience. The people who succeed are not the ones who apply fastest, but the ones who prepare smartest. Now that you know the real cost breakdown, you can plan properly, avoid common money traps, and move forward with confidence instead of surprises.